Alright, welcome. This is going to be a ranked game against TNGENERAL. TNGENERAL at the time of this game was the gold 553rd ranked allied player. He's been platinum previously, seasons 11 and season 1. And I played him about a year ago, which is a game on the channel that was an absolute marathon, 25 rounds. But in that game, he was the Axis powers and I was the allies. So with that, let's get right into the gameplay. Alright, Germany round number 1. So Russia did something interesting. His purchase was 4 infantry, 2 tanks, which is pretty standard. But then he sent a plane to Sea Zone 5 and killed my cruiser. And he lost his fighter. Which ordinarily I would think that'd be a really good trade. I just don't know how it's going to affect Sea Zone 7. And then he lost 2 guys in West Russia and had 3 tanks remaining in Ukraine. So other than that, pretty standard. So I always replace the bomber now. So I replaced the bomber and went 7 infantry, 2 artillery. And I'm going to do what I normally do. So I'm going to take Sea Zone 17 and then I'm going to grab a guy and hit Transjordan. And then I'm going to hit with 3 infantry. And all my fighters. Well, 3 fighters that I can take. And then I'm going to take 1 guy and take Karelia. Right? And then I'm going to hit Sea Zone 7. It's only 5 units now. Instead of 6 because the cruiser's dead. That's really interesting. And my intention is to just stack France. I'm real interested in how that turns out. All right, let's see how that goes. Okay, combat was pretty interesting. So, I took Ukraine, killed the tanks, lost a couple guys. And then I lost all of my sea units, but no air, thankfully. So this is going to go back to France. These 3, they're going to go to France as well. Only 2 of them can go to France. One of them is going to go to Northwestern, to Baltic. Then we'll send these 3 guys there. We'll take an infantry and a tank. Put it there. Take those 2 guys down. We're going to send 2 guys back. We're going to send that guy up. We're going to send that guy up. That guy's going up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on a second here. I'm going to leave 2 guys in Poland. And the only reason I'm leaving 2 guys in Poland because when he takes this back, I want to be able to take it back. That's moving forward. The tank is going to Baltic. Let's see here. We'll leave those tanks in France for one turn. Yep. And then everything else will go forward. All right. We're going to put 2 infantry in the bomber in Italy and everything else in Germany. All right, that is going to do it for Germany round 1. I'll see you guys back for Japan round number 1. All right, Japan round number 1. So, United Kingdom bought 2 fighters, a destroyer, and an infantry. 2 fighters went to India, a destroyer went to Sea Zone 35, and then an infantry went into United Kingdom. And then he, for some reason... So he did kill my transport, which we figured he would. He killed my battleship and my transport. He lost his bomber. Took Transjordan back. And then killed my cruiser, my destroyer and my transport in 61. Pretty standard. One thing he didn't do, though, and I don't know if it's a mistake. Oh, no, it's not a mistake. He grabbed the guy off of New Zealand and dropped him onto Western Australia. That's interesting. And the destroyer went there. I don't know why the destroyer went there, to be honest. Unless he thinks he's going to marry it up with this fleet here, but I'm going to kill this fleet. Because I'm not going to do Pearl. I just lately with Japan, I've been super aggressive in Asia, and I'm not doing Pearl. If he decides to go KJF, I'm going to buy a bunch of fighters anyway, but I'll see what I can do to defend it there. So, all I did was I bought my standard 2 transports, 2 infantry, and a fighter for Japan. And then we are going to take Barry with 1 guy, and then 6 guys are going into Anhui. We are going to hit Szechuan because he did not put that extra guy there, so we'll take this fighter, and the bomber. And then we're going to send 1 guy and a fighter. Oops, not both of those guys. Hold on. We're going to send 1 guy and this fighter and one of these fighters. Try to take Burma. The rest of the stuff is going up there. We're going to grab our tank and an infantry. We are going to take our battleship and our cruiser. And let's see what else. Let's see, this fighter here. Oh, I can go to Anhui or I can go to Yunnan. Let's go to Yunnan. And then we'll take this this stuff here, drop that in Yunnan. We'll take the destroyer and go here as well. And then we're going to take our battleship one fighter and our submarine and try to kill this fleet. And I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. Alright. Strong, strong, strong. Favorable in Yunnan. Strong, strong. Okay. Alright. Combat was kind of mixed. I think we lost too much in Szechuan, but we did kill the fighter, which was my goal. Lost only one guy in Anhui, which is nice. Let's see, our aircraft carrier is going up to 60. This aircraft carrier is going down to 39. Let's see here. All right, those two guys are going. Those two planes are going to go. So we'll put them. Oh, I just have to put them there. Move that up. Wait a minute here. Let me do this again. Aha, okay. Let's put them there, and then this one here. Well, there. These two here. Wait a minute. All right. We'll go back up to Manchuria. Right. Well, let's see. What if I put them here instead? Do you have anything that can reach there? Nothing. So let me not do this. Let me go here, and then... I can go there. And then I can go there. And our 2 transports there. Where is his bomber that can get there? There isn't one. The 62 should be safe. Right? Okay. Alright. Fighter. Everything goes into Japan. 62 on the transports. And everything else into Japan. All right. All right, that is going to do it for Japan, round number 1. And I will see you guys back for Germany, round 2. All right, Germany, round number 2. So he is definitely going KJF. America dumped all their stuff. So America, in round 1, bought another aircraft carrier, 2 destroyers, and 2 submarines, and everything went into 56. So now he's got a massive fleet here. And then he took his transports and destroyer from Seazone 11 and took them into 19. So he's sending everything into the Pacific, which means I got to shift into kind of ultra defensive mode, but not really. I'm going to try to pressure Russia as much as I can on the back door. And if he wants to keep trading me, I'm just going to whittle him down and trade as much as I can. But I am going to have to start taking some of Russia's money. He's making 30 bucks, which is not good for me. So I am going to have to try to whittle him down. And I'm going to take some early risks with Germany and just hope that my trades withstand his... I can out-trade him with Russia because I'm not having any pressure on the back end here. He's not going to be able to do anything with just this. So I just bought 13 infantry. And then our bomber is going to kill his transport. And then we're going to send 2 guys and 2 planes at Ukraine, and then we're going to send 6 infantry and 6 tanks at Bello, and then we're going to send 4 guys and the rest of our planes. All right. And that's all we want to do. Right? Yeah. Alright, combat was pretty friggin' great. Fighters are going back to Poland. These fighters are going to... Let's put them in Finland. And then we're going to send this tank down to Bello. And then we're going to send 1 infantry and 1 artillery into Poland. Everything else is moving up. We're going to send these 2 guys over to France. AA gun is moving up. AA gun back to Germany. This guy moving forward. Bomber back to Italy. And like I said, the next couple turns, I'm just going to buy nothing but infantry for Germany. So we are going to send 10 infantry and 3. And we're going to send for the next however many turns before he gets build up, we're going to send 10 infantry every turn. So by round 4, we're going to have a fat stack in Karelia. By round 5, we should have 20 dudes in Karelia. So, or so. And then we'll deal with Egypt. I don't know if he's going to come back in here and try to keep Egypt. But whatever. We're going to also send some guys forward and pressure the back end of Russia and start taking away some of his money. Kill this. We'll move forward. And then we'll set up a defense for Japan somehow. This is going to be a mess. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, that is going to do it. That is going to do it for Germany round number 2. And I will see you guys for Japan round number 2. Alright, Japan round 2. So United Kingdom had an interesting round 2. He bought 3 tanks, an infantry, and a fighter. And then he actually he attacked Finland, killed 2 of my planes, which is not good. But he lost a plane, and a tank, and an infantry. Which is not a huge loss for him. 19 to 23, it's a 4% IPC. I mean, not 4%, 4 IPC net. And then he hit Ukraine with fighters. And he lost a fighter. He sent 4 fighters to Ukraine just to clear it. Now, I don't know if he's going to send a Russian tank down here and just kill both of those, or if he's going to send it into Poland and try to kill that. Or if he's going to try to just... I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not sure what his plan was. I probably should have gone into Egypt and made him commit this way to try to kick me out. Instead of going back to India. I'm going to set up for maybe an India attack in round 3. I usually don't try the J3 India, but I'm going to have to do something pretty quick because I think I'm going to be playing super defense pretty soon, because I suspect he's either going to go in 56, he's either going to go to 59 and set up maybe for a snipe, or he's going to go to 64 or 65 and start dropping troops. Probably 64 so he can maybe try to jet over here and capture Manchuria. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if that's what he wants to do. But he is. I suspect that these fighters are going to go to India this turn. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for me to capture India, but we're going to sweat them out anyway. And if India fails, we'll just we'll just go to Africa. And then just play ultra defensive and just try to take as much money as we can and maybe squeeze India from the other side. I don't know. I hate defending against KJFs. I'm just not good at it, to be honest. I went ahead and bought 3 infantry, another transport, a sub, and a fighter. And we're going to just make sure that we try to set up for India. So I'm going to hit Burma with all this stuff. We're going to take our cruiser, our battleship, we'll leave our destroyer, our aircraft carrier. And then we're going to take this transport, go there, pick up this stuff, go to 36 and drop it in Burma. And then we're going to take 1 artillery and 1 infantry, go down here, Drop it in Burma. Our tank is going up to Sinkang, and these 5 infantry are going to Sinkang. And then we're going to grab 2 infantry. Drop them there. We're going to hit this with 2 fighters, 3 fighters, 5 fighters. And then this aircraft is going to go... Actually, I don't want it to go there. I'm just going to leave it, because I'm going to put everything in 37 this next turn, but... that's okay. Alright. I think that's all I want to do. Alright. I think that's all we want to do. Okay, combat was great. We did not lose a single person. So that's pretty sweet. So, alright. This fighter is going to 37. This aircraft carrier, this battleship, and this fighter is going to 37. Our submarine is going to go to 49. And let me make sure I've got my subs set to submerge. Let me edit this one. Alright. We gotta make sure we change that back when after this next turn, because we don't want it to be our standard. But if this sub decides to attack this sub, we want it to we want him to submerge so we can keep it. Alrighty, and then these 5 fighters, so oh shit, that was stupid. I fucked that up. I screwed it up. Well, let's see here. Let's see where everyone can go. Oh my god, I screwed that up. Man, I talked about it and I didn't do it. Alright, well. We'll put him here. And then the other 3 are going to go... Well, we're only going to have 4 fighters. That sucks. We're so stupid. I'm so stupid. I want to have 6 fighters. Oh, well. Let's see. I sat here and planned the whole thing out, and then I didn't do leave my fucking aircraft carrier there like I wanted to. That was so fucking stupid. Oh, man. Oh, well. It is what it is. That's going to be a big difference, though. All right. All right, we're going to throw a transport, a submarine. Three infantry and a fighter into Japan. Well, he's going to defend India easily now because I screwed it up. I had a shot at attacking India, but he's going to be able to defend it pretty easily now. So, all right, that is going to do it for Japan round 2, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 3. All right, Germany round number 3. So, USA, and I was stupid. This is one of the differences between decent players and really good players. So, I did not, for whatever reason, I didn't even see his bomber in Alaska, and I left my transport and a destroyer and 2 transports in 62, and of course he killed him. That's just a stupid mistake. And if I don't do stuff like that, I would win a lot more games, but I do stuff like that. So, I guess I'm just not paying attention. I don't know. USA bought 2 fighters, a transport, an artillery, and 3 infantry. And he finally got his transports from here all the way over to 56 and added another one. And then he took Iwo Jima and, like I said, killed my 2 transports and my destroyer there with nothing lost. So he's got a choice now. He's only got 1 tank. I don't know why he didn't pick up a guy from Midway. Oh, maybe he did. He lost an infantry taking Iwo Jima. Yeah, that's what happened. So he did actually. So he only has a tank. So he's either going to drop his tank in Asia somewhere, or he's going to take the Philippines and then put an industrial complex on it, which is more likely. So I'm going to have to figure out how to defend this. I did the numbers on India. I might have like a 21% chance to take it, and it might be worth it. It might be worth it. I'll have to see. But anyway, that is for Japan's turn. So that's all United States did. And then in round 3, Russia just bought 10 infantry and then took Ukraine, because there was nobody in it. And then mobilized 4 into the Caucasus and 6 into Russia. So that's pretty good for him. Because the UK killed 3 of my fighters, I am down to 3 fighters, which is not good, but I'm not going to replace them yet. I'm not going to replace him yet. I am going to stack Karelia again and just go from there and try to press forward. And then hopefully he's going to have to send these fighters down here to the United Kingdom. If he doesn't send the fighters down to the United Kingdom, I'm sorry, to India, then I'll have a real shot at taking India. But my guess is he's going to send this tank and the fighters there, and I won't be able to take it. But we'll see what he does with United Kingdom. But all I did was buy 12 infantry and 2 artilleries. And so what we're going to do is we're going to push into Egypt. Take Egypt. We're going to use our bomber to take Egypt. Oh, I should take that. And send one guy there. Let's see. Let me go like this. 12, 1, 3, and 1. And I'm going to have 10, 3, 7, 3 fighters and a bomber. Okay. What if I go down to 9? Okay. Alright, so we can do that. So we'll send our bomber here. And we will send 1 infantry to attack that. And then we will send this stuff forward with all of our fighters. And that's going to be Germany's turn. Alright, combat was pretty great. No losses in Egypt, no losses in Archangel, 1 loss in Ukraine. That's not terrible. So we're going to send our fighters back to Karelia. They can't all get there. Alright, our bomber will get there. Let's see. So this fighter has to go to Poland. We are going to send all of our tanks and everything else, and then and our AA gun up to Karelia. We're going to send 8 units to Baltic, and then 2 to Poland, and these tanks are going to Poland. And then these 3 guys are going to France. Okay. All right, I think that's it. All right. 10 infantry into Germany, 2 infantry into India. I'm sorry, Italy. 2 artillery into Karelia. All right. That is going to do it for Germany round 3. And I will see you guys back for Japan round number 3. All right, Japan round 3. So because I totally screwed up, I left a destroyer and 2 transports here in 62, and I, whatever reason, didn't see his bomber. I don't know what I was thinking. But of course, his bomber won. And then that allowed him for United Kingdom to... He did send all of his planes down to India. And he bought 2 tanks for India. A destroyer went into 35 and a destroyer went up in here. And I'm assuming he put the destroyer here just to prevent me from hopping over to Africa, which is fine. I'm going to have Germany crack Africa. And then the infantry, I think, went into India too. Oh, UK. Okay. Oh, yeah, because he had the tanks and the destroyer. All right. So United States has this fleet here in 59. He's only got 1 land unit. All right, so I'm going to try to play ultra defensive with Japan, at least for a turn or 2, because I'm going to try to dead zone the Philippines. So if he actually goes and takes the Philippines, then I can just kill him. But because I fucked this up, there's no way I can take India. So I'm going to back out of India so I can retake the Philippines if he decides to land the tank there. But if he does that, I may wait a turn or 2 and see if he buys me an industrial complex. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I'm going to put a destroyer in 60 to block him from jumping over to Manchuria or Shanghai. And so he can then go to the Philippines if he wants, but then I can dead zone him. So... But it's really going to slow down Japan because I really fucked it up. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage this here. Why do those fighters have to go anywhere? Well, let me just go over what I bought. I bought 1 infantry, a sub, a destroyer, and 2 fighters. I'm going to have a lot of planes with which to blow this shit up. So, these fighters are not going to be used for any attack this turn. I don't know why it's making me disengage them because the sub can't hit them. I think it may be a glitch or something. But I'm going to send these 2 fighters Yunnan. Why I don't need to move these now, but I needed to move the fighters, I have no idea. Because the fighters can't engage the sub without a destroyer anyway, so I think that's kind of stupid. But it is what it is. So for my combat, though, I'm going to take Far East and Yakut, and then I'm going to go in here with 2 in a tank and see if he'll trade me back this. That should get Japan up to 40. Gonna breathe life into the United Kingdom, unfortunately, because I fucked this up. But maybe I can hit West Russia and kill him. I don't think I can, because he's gonna move 10 more guys in there. No, he'll have plenty of... He'll have enough to defend it for 1 turn at least. And he's gonna take the Ukraine back too. Hell, he may even take Bello. I don't know, but we're gonna try to kill some of Russia's money. So that's all the attacking we're going to do. Alright, combat was okay. We did lose a guy in Kazakh because we couldn't get a hit with the tank for a round. But other than that, combat went as expected. I half expect him to come up here and drop the tank into Manchuria or Buryatia. But if he does that, I can just use these two guys in planes to kill him before he takes Manchuria. So I don't think he's going to do that. So now my fleet has to go back to 61. The whole fleet is going to 61. All right. And my sub's going to 61. And then two of these fighters are going to 61. And then we're backing out of Burma. He can't move his fleet into 48 because I'll kill him. So if he wants to do that, less power to him. But I mean, maybe he will. I think he has a couple choices. He can go up here and kill Soviet Far East. He can go up here and drop a tank only into Manchuria, into Buryatia. He can go to the Philippines and take the Philippines and take a victory city. But then he'll either lose his transport that he has there. He may do that. I mean, I guess it sacrifice the transport to take it. But I'm going to take it right back if he does that. And I'm going to kill his fleet. He can block me with his destroyers, but I should be able to just kill them. Because I'll have enough subs. Alright. Alrighty. Wait a minute. Yeah, I moved it, right? Okay. Alright, two of our fighters go into Japan. Our destroyer goes into Sea Zone 60. Submarine into 62. And infantry into Japan. And we're up to 40, so that's going to do it for Japan round 3. And I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 4. Alright, Germany round number 4. So United States. We go to round 3. United States bought a destroyer, an aircraft carrier, a fighter, and a sub. Everything went over here into 56. He is going hardcore into KJF still. Took the Solomons. Now he's got a decent amount of stuff here. Now he's got 4 transports and 6 units. 6 land units. That's pretty formidable. My guess is he's going to... Now he's going to try to take the Philippines. But if he does, I'm going to take him right back. And then he took Burma, but he did not take the territory. He just did an airstrike on it. Presumably so the 6 tanks can hit this or go in here and get money. I'm not exactly sure. But, I mean, that's one option for him. Is to do that. I'm not sure if he'll do that. But we will see. Let's see. Then he moved his fleet down here. So still nothing over here. I gotta remember he's got that damn bomber in Alaska. That was a fucking bad mistake by me, but anyway. Okay, and then Russia just bought a fighter and 5 infantry, and then he pushed out. He went into Ukraine, Archangel, and Kaz pretty heavy, and stacked the Caucasus. Pretty heavy. So, time is of the essence here with Germany and Russia. I'm gonna have to try to punish him for spreading out so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take West Russia with 1 guy. We're gonna push into Ukraine. And then we're going to push into Archangel. And then we're going to push into Africa. And finally, we are going to hit Karelia with everything we got. And then with Japan, we're going to do as much punishing as we can as well. Try to kill off as many remaining units as we can from Russia. Russia still has 23 bucks. But that, you know, he can buy 7 more guys, but hopefully he won't be able to get big stacks, and maybe we can keep the Caucasus. Although, if we take this, he's probably going to use his 6 tanks and this artillery to take this back, but that's okay. We can trade it for a couple turns. We can trade it for a couple turns. Okay. Oh, I'd say what I bought. I bought 1 fighter, an artillery, and 10 infantry. Alright, let's run this and see how it works. This is the big one here. Hopefully that battle will work. Alright, strong in Ukraine, strong in Archangel, strong in Egypt, strong in the Caucasus. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, combat was pretty bad up until the Caucasus. Caucasus battle was pretty good. We did lose 3 tanks, but we wiped them. He can probably take this out, I would think. Not sure. We're going to send our 8 infantry up to Karelia. Our fighters are going to go back to Karelia, and our bomber will go... Let's see, where's a good spot for our bomber? I guess Karelia is as good a spot as any. Kind of out of the way, though. And then these 2 guys are going to France. These 10 guys are going to Baltic. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right, we're going to throw a fighter and an artillery into Karelia and 10 infantry into Germany. All right. All right. That's not a bad turn. We'll see if he decides to airstrike my tank so I can't take the rest of Africa. It's got nothing over here that can go down to Africa. He can hit this. I'll have to run the numbers on that. But I think I'll lose that one. I think I'll lose that battle for sure. If he decides to attack that. 4, 3, and 2 against 6 and 4. Yeah, he loses a lot of stuff if he does it though. According to this calculations, he loses all 6 of his tanks, which would be pretty interesting. And then if he did that, he would not be able to take the Caucasus, so he's not going to do that. He's going to take the Caucasus back, I would think. I'm pretty sure he's going to take the Caucasus. Anyway, we'll have to see what he does. That's going to do it for Germany round number 4. And I will see you back for Japan round number 4. Alright, Japan round number 4. So United Kingdom bought a transport, a destroyer, and 5 infantry. Most of the stuff went up here. The destroyer and transport went to 7. 3 infantry to India and 2 infantry to the United Kingdom. He took Finland. And he took the Caucasus back, which was to be expected. So, because he did that, he did not hit Yunnan. He opted to hit this, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't use that artillery into the Caucasus, but maybe because it was just going to be dead anyway on the counter. So I still got to deal with this. If he moves all of his entire fleet to 59, I will still have an 84% chance to kill him. If he goes into 59. If he goes into the Philippines, I'll have an even greater chance. This is dead zoned pretty much. I'll have a greater chance to kill him. The only problem is I really have to slow land troops because I can only do 4 at a time because I lost my transports and I'm not buying any more right now. And I'm not doing an industrial complex right now, which maybe I should, but I'm not going to. So all I did was buy 1 submarine, another fighter, another bomber. Actually, just 1 bomber. I don't have another one. And then 1 infantry, 1 artillery because I still have 6 guys on here. I'll have 2 left. And then both my transports will have enough stuff. And I should have 45 money at the end of this turn, so that guy's going to go there. These three are going to attack with one fighter. And then, let's see, we're going to use one submarine. And we're going to use... let's see here. How many fighters we want to use for this? Okay. Use 2 fighters. There. Fighter went here. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. Yep. Alright. Combat was okay. We traded a sub for destroyer in C-Zone 36. And we did not lose anybody in Novo. We're going to move all this up. We're going to move... Only 2 of them can go there. The other one's going to go here. And then we're going to send one more plane there. Oops. One more plane there. And then we're going to send 3 planes, or no, 2 planes there. I'm wondering if we should send another plane here. Send 1 plane there. So we'll still have 4 planes here. We'll have 3 planes here, 1 plane here, 1 plane here, and 2 planes in mainland Japan. Our submarine is going down here. And this guy's moving over. Now, if he wants to use... If he wants to trade 1 fighter for a couple of his guys, perfectly fine by me. Instead of sending them back to Russia, that is perfectly fine by me. Alright. Alright. Submarine in 60. Fighter. Bomber. Infantry. And the artillery are going into Japan. God, I'm so stupid. God, I'm so... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, well. So I did it again. I did not move my stuff over here. Oh, my God. That's just so dumb. I'm just so dumb. I don't understand. Guys, you can't win this way. You can't win this way. You have to pay better attention. I have to be able to move. In fact, I got to leave myself a note. I sit there and plan stuff, and then I wonder why it doesn't work, because I don't follow the plan. This is just dumb. That's just dumb. That's leaving me. At least I won't have to buy any. I won't have to buy any troops. Oh my God! I just. I'm sorry. That's just so dumb. All right, that's going to do it for Japan round 4, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 5. All right, Germany round number 5. So America, well, they went all in. They've this is the KJF, right? So took the Philippines, took Borneo, and took East New Guinea, and he just bought more stuff for the Pacific. A fighter, 2 transports, a destroyer, and 2 infantry. He's just going to keep going this way. Combat, Philippines, Borneo. How did he get to... Oh, I never blocked it. And New Guinea. Okay, didn't lose anybody on any of his attacks. I can probably take the Philippines back this turn, and I probably will. But other than that, I'm going to have to do a lot of finagling around here to just put up a defense now. I'm making a decent amount of money with Japan. I'm making 32 bucks. And I'm going to leave this territory here for Japan. And obviously, Kaz is going to be stacked by Japan. So that's going to get me at least 36. But I'm going to start losing stuff left and right here. So, because the next turn, he's not going to be able to take that next turn. Oh, maybe. He may be able to take that. Because I'm going to kill his 2 transports with Japan. And then he'll only have 1 transport with which to try to take East Indies. Man, that is rough. But we're going to do some things here. We'll have to deal with Japan's turn. We're going to play ultra defense with Japan now, I think. Germany's in a decent position. So what I did with Germany is we're just buying infantry. But this turn I did buy 2 artillery and a fighter to go along with my 10 infantry. Because we're just going to keep sliding them. This stuff here should be in Caucasus by a couple of turns, unless he tries to hit it with Russia, and I think I can get it up to, let's see, if I do 4 fighters, what is that there? 2%. If I do 3, oops, not 5. 3, it's 7%. All right. And we're going to take almost all of Africa this turn, and next turn we'll have the entirety of Africa. So, unless he starts dropping guys into Morocco, which he might do. I mean, I would have dropped him in there a long time ago. This is just giving me money. So, the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to stack West Russia. And we just got to hope that he doesn't get 2 hitbacks. And then we're going to hit the Caucasus with everything here. Right? I actually don't care if he takes this back because I can use Japan to take it. Japan needs the money more anyway, now that Germany's going to take Africa. So this tank is going down to South Africa, and then this guy is going to take this one. That way we can take that one next turn and those 2 next turn, and we'll have the entirety of Africa. And we can probably hit Persia. I'm sorry, Transjordan next turn with the fighter that we're going to put in Italy. All right, let me just go over this real quick. Stack West Russia, Caucasus. All right, I think that's it. All right, let's get it done. All right, combat was pretty good. All of our air hit, which was nice. And we took everything. We did lose a guy in West Russia, so once we land our Japanese fighters there, we can land 3 fighters or 4 fighters there, but I'm going to need some for Japan's defense. So we're going to have to figure out how many, but I think we're going to need at least 3 fighters. If we land 3 fighters there, he has a 14% chance to take it back. If we land 4, it's a 5%. And I don't even think it's worth a strafe. Especially since we're going to stack, we're going to have Vologda and we're going to have a stack in Kaz. So let's see, all of our air power is going back to Karelia. 10 units are going into Karelia. 10 units are sliding up to Baltic. And that is going to do it. He's going to have to take the Caucasus back, I would think. So whatever he spends taking the Caucasus back, let's say it's 2 guys. Then his West Russia attack goes way down. Way down. But he's going to want to take at least West Russia back, I would think. I'm sorry, not West Russia, the Caucasus. That's a big territory. You don't want Germany to be building there. So that's a big, big territory to take. I think that's it. Yep. This is going to be a mess and a half. I'm really going to have to think about this turn here. Alright. Our 2 artillery is going to Karelia. 10 infantry into Germany and a fighter into Italy. Alright. We're making a ton of money with Germany. It's really close. Now it's... I mean, it's close now, but... This was the game, I think, that it was like tied last turn, like 125 to 125 or similar, something like that. $51 with Germany is ridiculous. 32 with Japan, at this stage is good, especially since they're doing a KJF, which usually limits the expansion of Japan. Japan's done pretty good for itself. But I'm going to have to deal with this stuff here. And then just play ultra defensive, I think, with Japan. Because he's still coming. But once I stack Kazakh with Japan, he's going to have a choice. He's going to take these 2. I can drop down with Japan into Persia. And then it's going to be a matter of if he's going to be able to do that, or I can fire down here. Because this stuff here is going into the Caucasus next turn. And then all this stuff here is going to slide into West Russia. Especially if he doesn't hit it. If he doesn't hit it, then all this stuff's sliding. And if he does, it's going to be more trading for him. So that's going to do it for Germany round 5. I'll see you guys back for Japan round number 5. Alright, Japan round 5. So... this is just going to be a pain in my ass. I have to try... Oh, and this guy's the luckiest guy ever. 2 infantry there, no hitbacks. Tank here, no hitbacks. Took the Caucasus and Egypt back. And then he landed in Morocco, which I figured he would. He should have done that so he can get some money back. He just bought a couple of tanks for India. A destroyer for C-Zone 7. So now he's got 4 destroyers up here. So he's got a decent fleet there, but it's going to be too little too late, hopefully. An infantry and 2 artilleries. And the infantry and 2 artilleries went to... 2 tanks and an artillery went to India, and then 1 infantry and artillery went to UK. And the problem I have, one of my major problems, is, of course, I didn't drop any fucking guys into Yunnan last turn. I fucked it up, so I can't withstand his Burma, or stack it, or push back on it at all. These fleets are just it's way too much stuff for me to handle with Japan's fleet only, but I am just gonna try to go into defensive mode and stay alive as much as possible. I did buy another transport, a destroyer, and 3 fighters. And then I'm just going to start slowly trickling guys over onto the mainland if I can. So for my attacks, though, I'm going to send 1 sub down here and 2 of these fighters. And then I'm going to send 1 sub here and 1 fighter. And let's see, can I do... Actually, not these. Okay, hold on. I gotta redo this. The sub is fine. The sub can go there. The sub can go there. And then I am going to use a cruiser here because I don't want him to grab these 2 guys and drop them onto the mainland here and snipe me and take Kiangsu. I don't want him to do that. So I need to do that. Let's see here. That sub, that cruiser, and this fighter is going there. And then we're going to send our 2 transports over to there. I'm going to grab our artillery, 3 guys, go here, drop them onto Philippines. We're going to use our bomber and attack the Philippines. We're going to use these 4 fighters and attack the Philippines. And, ooh, they can go only 1, 2, so they got to go back. Those fighters can only get back there. Oh, yeah. 4 to 61. I guess I could put everything in 61. And he can attack it with 6 fighters. 6 fighters and a bomber. But I'll have 2 battleships there. And 2 aircraft carriers there. And a bunch of fighters on the aircraft carrier. So that's okay. And then... Well, wait a minute here. No, I can't do that. 2 of these fighters are going there. And then 2 of them are going here. And I'm going to have to go into 60... What is that? 64? 60? 60, I think. All right. Alrighty. And then we are going to stack this. We're going to take this with 1. We're going to stack it. And then where is... Oh yeah, these can go... Oh, you know what? So these can go here. I think that's all I want to do. It's not a great look, but I think it's all I want to do. So let's get it done. Yeah. Right? Let me see if there's no... My aircraft here is not moving. Okay. Alright, combat was fine. We did lose a guy on retaking the Philippines, but that's okay. So we're going to move our 2 aircraft carriers there. 2 battleships there. Let's see here. These 2 fighters are going there. 3 fighters are going... 2 fighters are going there. That guy is going to Japan. These 2 guys are going there. Okay. Bomber's going to Japan. Alright, so, hold on a second here. Let me look. What is going in here? 4 fighters, 2 aircraft carriers, 2 battleships. Okay. I think that's right. Now, these fighters are going to West Russia. And this guy's moving forward. We're going to throw a sub in there. Sometimes the sub can make it so if you engage in combat here, you can't move anything. So you'll have to disengage from that. Because I don't even think he can engage it at all, but I think maybe he can just ignore it. But we'll see what he does. That might hopefully that, I don't know. It's worth a shot. Alright. What's my money? 38? Okay. You can still hit me with 6 fighters. And a bomber. Against 4 fighters, 2 battleships. I don't think he's going to do that, but maybe he will. Who knows? Alright. Alright, our destroyer, our transport, and our 3 fighters. Alright. That is kind of rough. We might be able to get away with sending a bunch of fighters to the Philippines to save it if he doesn't manage to take it this turn. He's going to buy an industrial complex on Borneo for sure. He can either do that, he can take East Indies, or he can drop Americans in French Thailand and do that. He's got a lot of options. The way I'm getting hitbacks and he's not, or vice versa, I suspect he's going to take the Philippines back. I don't know what else to do with that. I am in a bad way here. But I'm in a good way opposing Russia. So I should be able to slide down into the Caucasus this turn with Germany and then slide down maybe into Persia and try to take India out the back way if I can't kill Russia. So we'll have to see. But anyway, that's going to do it for Japan round 5, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 6. Alright, Germany round 6. So USA was able to take back the Philippines, which sucks. Let's see what he bought here. USA in round 5. A destroyer, an aircraft carrier, and 3 infantry, so he's still coming. Industrial complex for Borneo, which I knew he was going to do that. We knew he was going to do that. It's not going to matter, though, because I should be able to squeeze down, take Russia, and take India. And then once I do that, I can focus all my attention on United Kingdom or just pressing in here and taking this stuff back. Let's see. And then Russia, all they did was buy 5 infantry, 6 infantry. They did, they attacked Vologda, killed it, but did not take it. And that was it. And then they mobilized the 6 infantry to Russia. So they're pretty good shape as far as right now, because I can't hit them. I don't think I can hit them with 11. No. He's got enough, but it's going to be done in 1 turn. He's going to be done. Because I'll be able to take, I should be able to take Russia next turn with Germany. So all I did was buy 13 infantry and 2 tanks. I need to set up to defend Italy, France. Germany's under absolutely 0 threat. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to come down here with all this stuff. And our 4 fighters and our bomber. And then we're going to take this and we're going to take this. And that is it. That is it. All right. We did not lose anybody in the combat, which is nice. Our fighters are going to West Russia. Our bombers going back to Karelia. This stuff is going down to West Russia. Our 10 guys are moving up to Karelia. The AA gun is going to Italy, and why? I don't know why, because he has no fighters, but that's okay. And we're going to send 5 guys to Italy and then 5 guys to Baltic. And that is going to do it for Germany. I wonder if I should move the AA gun down. Let me look at the... What do I got? 10, 2, and 5 fighters. No tanks, right? 76. What if I put an AA gun? How many does he lose? 22 infantry with a 50-50 battle? Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's move the AA gun. All right. All right. 3 guys go to Italy. Oh, shit. I got 4 fighters. What does he lose now? Oh, that sucks. I forgot to move this fighter. Oh, my lord. All right. 10 guys go into Germany. 2 tanks go into the Caucasus. I mean, Karelia. All right, I'm making 50 bucks. That is going to do it for Germany round 6. I'll see you guys back for Japan round number 6. All right, Japan round number 6. So United Kingdom bought 2 tanks, a fighter, and 3 infantry. 2 tanks and a fighter went into India, and then 3 infantry went into United Kingdom. He then captured Algeria with his tank. He's taking back Africa slowly but surely, which is good for him. And then he did attack Kazakh, but he lost 4 infantry. He lost 3 infantry in a tank and sent his 5 fighters and his tank. Where did his tank go? Retreated to Persia. Oh, okay. And then the fighters went up there. So that's okay. We're going to let him take some of this back because we're going to crush Russia pretty soon. So, and then I can't deal with his fleet at all because he ended up taking the Philippines back, which I'm going to have to deal with, but I'll deal with it after I take India and Russia. And then I'll see what I can do after that. We're going to set up to maybe take Hawaii. So all I did was buy 6 infantry and 2 fighters for Japan. And then we're going to send our bomber to kill this tank. And hopefully we kill the tank. And that'll be it, hopefully. Oh yeah, and we're going to take Alaska. So give me 4 dudes. I'm going to go to 64 and drop them there. We're going to use our 4 fighters. We're going to use our battleships. The destroyer's going to stay there. Those 6 fighters are going to stay there. We bought 6 infantry and 2 more fighters, which should be enough to withstand. Hopefully, if we kill the tank, obviously he has nothing to invade with, so it means nothing. If we don't kill the tank, then he'll have something to invade with. It's still 0% though. But he won't invade Japan. He'll just drop the tank in Kiangsu, and that's going to be a pain in my ass. So let's get it done and see what happens. Oh, come on. What do you do? All right. All right. Combat was okay. We lost a fighter and nobody else in Alaska. We lost a fighter though. We're going to throw the 3 planes there, and our aircraft carriers are going over there, leaving the destroyer. And since, you know what, since he lost the tank, I can send 1 more fighter over there. And then we're going to send our sub down here. And the other sub is going to go over here to 31. And then we're going to send all this stuff here. And we're going to send our 4 fighters in there as well. All right, so we have 14, 7, 1, and 4. He's not taking that. Okay, wait a minute here. 10, 2, and 4. Let's do that one there. 10, 2, and 4. 90. What if I leave 6? 50-50? And he loses 22 infantry? Alright, let me go back to, if I have 14, 7, 1, and only 2 fighters. 10%? Okay, let's go back. So, well, I got an AA gun. So go an AA gun. Then 2 and 4. And he loses 17 infantry. If I put 5 there, he loses 22 infantry if I leave 5 fighters there. And then if I have no AA gun, 17 infantry, right? No, 14 infantry. 7 artillery, 1 tank, and three fighters. He loses 14 infantry. Wait a minute. He has 1 artillery. Oh, 50-50, he loses everything. Okay, so we're going to leave 3 fighters. So let's go like this. We're going to put 3 planes into the Caucasus. And then this guy here will send down here. Right? Yeah. All right. All right, ball's in Russia, in USA's court. Got nothing to invade with now, but he can drop guys over here, which he probably should do. Or he's going to take this. Maybe he'll take this. Yeah, he'll probably take East Indies. Okay. All right. Our 2 fighters and our 6 infantry go into Japan. And that is it. All right, that's going to do it for Japan round 6, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 7. All right, Germany round number 7. So, USA, 2 fighters, a destroyer. Where'd the destroyer go? Oh, he went down here. 2 infantry went also down here, and a bomber. All that shit went down to Borneo. And then he used a bunch of fighters on my fleet here, and he lost 5 fighters, but he killed most of my stuff. So Japan's going to have to do some other finagling around here. But like I'm saying, I'm going to hold on for dear life with Japan and just try to have Germany win me the game here. So with Germany, I'm in a pretty good position here. I went ahead and bought 4 artilleries for the Caucasus, 2 tanks for Karelia, 3 infantry for Germany, and a bomber. Another bomber. Oh, I got 2 bombers. Hold on, let me do 2 bombers. Okay, so next turn I'll have an 85%, 73% chance to conquer Russia if he adds his fighter from here, which I assume he's going to do. So we are going to take 1 infantry and 2 infantry down here, and then we're going to take 2 fighters on each of these, and that's going to be our combat for the turn. We're gonna let him use a guy in a plane on my tank here and see. We'll just hang on. We'll just hang on for dear life, even though he can probably sail over here to Africa with Germany. But we'll see what he does with United Kingdom. So we'll go ahead and run this and see what happens. Wait a minute. Let me throw my bomber at this also. And this one here can't go anywhere. Okay. All right, combat was exceptionally good. We didn't lose anybody. All right, our fighters are going back to West Russia. Our bomber will go back to Karelia. Actually, let's put our bomber in the Caucasus. We're going to move everything down here into West Russia. We're going to move these 5 guys up here. We're going to move these 10 guys up to Baltic. Italy fighter goes to the Caucasus. We're going to take 7 dudes and put them in Germany. And we're going to put our AA gun back in Germany. Just for one turn. Alright. Oh, you know what? I want to move the AA gun. No. I'm going to move the AA gun back to Karelia. In case he decides to hit this with 1 infantry and 5 fighters. I don't think he'll do that, because I don't think it's profitable, but he may try it. I think he's going to clear Persia again, but then that means he has to trade this, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Right? Okay. All right. All right. Our bomber goes into Germany. 2 tanks go into Karelia. 4 artillery go into the Caucasus. And 3 infantry go into Germany. All right. We still have 52 bucks. We'll see what the United Kingdom does there. That's going to do it for Germany round 7. I will see you guys back for Japan round number 7. All right, Japan round number 7. So this is going to be kind of an involved turn. I'll go over UK real quick. UK bought a tank, 2 artilleries, and an infantry, and then he bought an industrial complex for Egypt. UK's got a lot of money. He's got 40 bucks. He's making a ton of money. And America's making 51 bucks. So they're both making tons of money. Japan is making no money. And I'm not going to make any more money this turn either, because I'm not going to be able to capture anything. I'm not going to take Persia because I did the math on the 1-2 to Russia, and it's 98% to take Russia. So I'm going to go ahead and take Russia, I think, in round number 8. But this is a mess right here. And so we have to take some risks with some planes. And we actually, our odds go from 79 with the initial German attack to 85 by just killing this 1 infantry, believe it or not. So we are going to, I bought, so, and the other thing I did is I'm going to try to revive my Navy just to defend and fight off the rest of this stuff here. So I bought 2 aircraft carriers and a destroyer. That's it. So I had 36 bucks. I'm not going to have any money after this. Okay. All right, so let's see. First things first, we're going to take all 4 of these fighters and kill the infantry in Vologda. If we lose one of these planes, it needs to go to the Caucasus to have the best defense. This one's pretty good without it. Hopefully we don't lose any, but if we do, this is the one that sucks. We are going to send 3 fighters to 63, 2 fighters to 58, and 2 fighters to 60. And hopefully we don't lose too many fighters, because that would really suck. But that's all the combat we're doing for this turn. All right. Let's run it. All right, combat was pretty good. We did lose a fighter in 63, but we did not lose any other fighters, so that's good. So we need to send a fighter back to West Russia, and then 3 fighters back to the Caucasus. Right? Let's see here. Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay, so that's right. This is going to go up to Novo, and I kind of want him to trade it. In fact, I kind of want him to trade some of these. I would like for him to try to trade it. Because he's only going to be able to put 4 guys in Russia this turn. So, all right, now here's for the... Okay, so we're going to take this sub here, and we're going to send it down to 28. This sub here is going over to 42. And then these 2 fighters are going to 62. Well, wait, let's see where our fighters can go. So those fighters can go, let's put them in. Let's put them in Manchuria. And then we'll send the other 4 fighters into 62, because he has nothing now that can reach 62. Well, he does. I'll take that back. 2 fighters, 4 subs, and 2 bombers can reach 62. But I did the math on it. I don't know what I did with the math on it. Oh well, I don't know where I put it, but anyway, it's pretty good for me. See these fighters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they can't get there. All right. All right, we're going to take our transport, go to 62, pick up 2 guys, drop them in Manchuria, and then our 2 battleships are going to 62. And I think that's it. 4 fighters, 2 battleships. All right. All right, 2%. I'll take that. And the other thing I did is I set my defense profile to Navy holds at all costs. And basically what that does is it has my aircraft carrier dying before my fighters. And so because I have landing spots available, I want the defending fours instead of the aircraft carriers. So I should probably, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Sub, destroyer, ACC, cruiser, fighter. Okay, my thing's set up right. Okay. All right, I think that's it. Okay. All right, so that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay. All right, I think that's everything. All right. 2 aircraft carriers and a destroyer go into 62. He's got no other fighters over here. He's only got 4 fighters on the board now because he lost 5 fighters hitting my fleet here. And since I killed all of his destroyers here, this should be okay. At least for one turn. If he decides not to hit it, he'll probably flee the subs. Maybe up to here. But at least I can regroup now. I have kind of a mini navy. I can maybe try to take the Philippines back. And challenge this. So we'll see. He might just throw a destroyer there. Well, he can't. Can't really do anything about it to block me. So we'll see what happens. Not a lot of money for Japan. I'm actually hemorrhaging money, but as far as the grand scheme of things go, very close game in my opinion, except it won't be close after I take Russia. The attack powers on both sides will be a lot less. Actually, no, because Russia only has 35 attack power. I'll probably lose 100 of mine. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that is a rather long-winded Japan round 7 for not a lot of moves. And I will see you guys back for Germany round number 8. All right, Germany round number 8. So, USA bought a submarine, a bomber, a fighter, and a destroyer, and put them all in Borneo. Bought another industrial complex for the Philippines. He's got shit tons of money, so it's only a matter of time. Now it's going to get really ugly really fast for Japan. He got a less than 1% result in this killing this fleet here. Unbelievable, but that's what happened. I thought I'd have at least the battleship and the transport remaining, but no. So that happens. Took East Africa, had a guy in a transport, a guy in an artillery, took out my tank. And then, let's see. Yeah, ended in a draw only because the fighters landed, because the fighters couldn't hit the subs and vice versa. And then Russia did something interesting. He bought 4 infantry, which we knew he was going to, and then he branched out. He actually took Archangel and took Kazakh to get a little bit more money. So he's got $13, which would be nice, but I'm not going to let him keep it. I'm going to hit Russia. This is probably going to be it. I ran the numbers on it. Where is it here? All right, I ran the numbers on it, and I have a 91% to cap it with Germany, and if that fails, 99 to cap it with my remaining Japanese stuff. So all I did was I bought a tank for Karelia, an artillery, 10 infantry, and a bomber. And we're just going to try to get as much air power and bombers over to help Japan and clean out the Atlantic here before this gets any worse. All right, so for our combat, we are going to hit Russia. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this with 5 guys, and then we're going to hit Russia. All right. All right, what am I missing here? Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right, let's hit it and see what happens. All right. For the non-com. Let's see our bombers. Can't get to Japan yet. Let's see here. We'll put them down here, and we'll take our 5 fighters and put them there as well. Our AA gun is going to go. Well, our AA gun will just go there. Actually, no. You know what? We'll leave our AA gun. We'll just move these 10 guys up here. This guy is going over to France. We're going to move four guys to Italy, and we'll leave 6 guys in Germany. Right? Yeah. Alrighty. Our tank goes to Karelia. Artillery and 3 infantry. Bomber into Karelia. And 7 infantry into Germany. All right. All Alrighty, so that is going to do it for Germany round number 8. And I'll see you guys back for Japan round 8. Alright, Japan round number 8. So, United Kingdom bought 5 tanks and a fighter. And he put the tanks, 2 in Egypt, 3 in India, and a fighter in the United Kingdom. So I'm going to do a handful of things with Japan. And then, let's see, he liberated Szechuan, took Shanghai, took Anhui, and then he mobilized. Okay, we just looked at that. All right. So I did the numbers on Japan's defense because I have to worry about Japan's defense. All of my fighters here are going back to Japan this turn, and I'm adding. So all I did was buy 4 infantry and a destroyer. And the reason for that was I'm going to put the destroyer in C Zone 60 so that he can't take these guys here and drop them in Manchuria or Shanghai. He can drop them in Berry, but that gives me 1 turn to set up a defense. So, we're going to do our best to set up a defense. But if I did the math right, and I don't even know, because I'm oh, this is another fighter here. So let me see here. Let me see here. I got another fighter. He can do 4 fighters. There's a fighter there, 2 fighters there. Oh, that's the 3rd fighter. I already counted that. Okay, so that is only 3 fighters and a bomber. All right. If I lose less than 1% battle, then I don't deserve it. Then that's it. I mean, there's nothing I can do there. Nothing I can do there. So that would be insane if he wins. But you know what? I mean, stranger things have happened. Okay, so I am going to, and then I'm going to stack Persia, I think, with my combo of Japanese and Germans. I did the counter punch here, and I should have around over 90% to hold this, and that'll give me a couple options. I can push into India, or I can push into Africa with Japan, and that might be good to close him out of this crap. But we'll have to see. So I'm only going to do a couple of battles with Japan. I'm going to take Novo because I need the money, or Vologda because I need the money. We're going to go with 1 artillery, 1 infantry, and these 3 fighters, and then everything else is going into Persia. All right. Okay, and then we're going to do this. I don't really want to do it, but we're going to do it. We're going to hit this tank, and we're going to hit Szechuan again. I mean, Shanghai. We're going to hit with 3 fighters and 2 fighters. Try to just kill those units, basically. If we take one of these or both of them, that'd be a bonus. But we're just trying to kill the units. For now, anyway. And then I'm going to use my sub down here and kill his United States transport. Just to... He's going to build another industrial complex, I think, in East Indies. I don't think he needs one, because he already has 2 of them going here. But he might do that. But I don't know if he needs to, seeing as how he's got Africa locked in. I think that's it. So let's run the combat real quick. So I got Vologda, Kazakh, Persia, Anhui, Kangsu, and the Sea Zone. Alright, let's do it. Alright, combat was great. We lost one guy, and it was in Kazakh, which was the least worrisome, because just because we lost it, it doesn't matter. This one would have changed the odds for his counterattack. But luckily it didn't. Because we didn't lose anybody. So these 3 fighters are going to Manchuria. These fighters are going to mainland Japan. These fighters are going to mainland Japan. Let's see here. This fighter is going back to Caucasus. And then this sub here is going back up to 55. I just want to, in case he tries to drop another transport or something over here, make him send his destroyers back or whatever. Or if he just doesn't... You know what I'm going to do? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it here in 19. Kind of out of the way. Maybe he won't see it. And then if he just drops unguarded transports in here, I can kill them. That's what that's for. Right? Okay. I think that's it. All right, I think that's it. Kazakh, Manchuria, Anhui, Japan. Yeah, okay. All right. Our destroyer goes into 60, and our infantry go into Japan. Now, I definitely plan on losing the destroyer. If he wants, if he's impatient, he'll go up here and drop the guys in Buryatia. Or maybe even like take them both. Maybe drop like 2 guys here and 2 guys here. He could do that. And then, but since these guys both survived, I can move them back into Manchuria, and at least I'll have a little bit of a defense. I can stack Persia with my German stuff now, and he will not be able to. He shouldn't be able to take it back. And then I won't have a play on India. It'll be too strong. But I could send Japan into Africa, or I could have a play on India with a 1-2. Depending, this tank's going to go there. We'll have to see. Maybe a couple of turns before I can take India, but my focus is going to be to get enough air power and maybe a sub or 2 in range of this stuff here so that I can clear out this, and then I won't have to worry about this, and then I can either set up a Sea Lion, although that's going to be tough with that, or I can maybe set up a transports and start going into Africa again. But once I clear this fleet, I'll have much better command of Germany. All in all, let's look at the one last thing. Let's look at this here. Okay, I've got a little bit of a lead, 30 attack power lead, but I don't think that I'm in a great position. Japan is still way behind. So anyway, that is going to do it for Japan round number 8. And I will see you guys back for Germany round 9. All right, Germany round number 9. So let's see what United States did in round 8. USA bought a fighter, a bomber. Okay, all this stuff is going here. Fighter, a bomber, 2 infantry, 2 artilleries, and another industrial complex for East Indies. And then in combat, he killed my destroyer. That's it. Then he moved all of his fleet over to the Philippines and left his 4 guys there. Now, he's got a couple choices. He can take these 4 guys and hit Manchuria, or maybe Shanghai, right? Or he can send these 4 infantry to reinforce Italy, because I'm about to threaten, India, because I'm really about to threaten India pretty badly. So now that I've taken Russia, I'm going to go heavy subs in air and make sure I can clear out this United Kingdom fleet before he starts making any noise at all. So my purchase was 5 infantry, 2 artillery, a sub, 2 more bombers, and a fighter. And that's just because we're going to stack a bunch of bombers and fighters in range of his fleet and then hopefully just wipe it out. Or and get him to spend all of his money over here so that he can't reinforce anything over here. He's got a lot of money. He's got $44. He's making 41 with United Kingdom, which is nice for him. But I'm going to push forward into Africa pretty soon. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to send 2 infantry and all of our bombers up to Finland to kill him. And that's it. All right. All right, so for our non-com, we are going to shift our 9 guys up there, our 4 guys over there. We're going to shift 5 guys down into France. I ran the math on France. It's 99 to hold against what he currently has. Yeah, 99 to hold. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to have a couple more guys and a bomber in Germany, so that'll be all right too. We're going to send our 3 bombers over to Northwestern. We're going to send let's see. We'll send those 3 over there. Actually, not all 3 of them. We'll send 1 over there, and 2 will go into Russia. Right? We'll go into Russia. Now, everything is moving down here. Our 5 tanks and 1 fighter. Ran the math on that as well, and that is 97 to hold, and roughly I lose the 5 infantry, but I'll still have the 5 tanks, which is good. We're going to send this tank down to the Caucasus. These 4 fighters are going to Northwest Europe. All right. Persia. Tank from Karelia. Yep. Oh yeah, these artillery going down to Caucasus. And all other aircraft go to Northwest Europe. All right. I think that's pretty good. Persia's going to have 5 infantry, 3 artillery, 5 infantry, 3 artillery, 5 tanks, and a fighter. And if I did the math right, he can attack with 7 tanks, 2 artillery, and 1 infantry. That's it. No planes. All right. Alrighty. Our submarine is going into Sea Zone 5. We're going to put 2 artillery and 2 infantry into the Caucasus. We're going to put, let's see here. We're going to put a fighter and 2 bombers and 3 infantry into Germany. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. You know what? Let's take this fighter out of here and we'll put it in Karelia. Right? Okay. What am I going to have there? 11 infantry. 11. Let's see. 2 bombers. Okay. All right. Alrighty. That is going to do it for Germany, round number 9. And I will see you guys back for Japan, round number 9. Alright, Japan, round number 9. So, United Kingdom. So, he's set up to, I guess, hit Persia, but I did the math on it. And I can hold it. He's going to have... Well, he's either going to use Americans over here, or he's going to have Americans in here. And if Americans go over here, then I can start doing some stuff over here with Japan. I think I'll be able to overwhelm him in a couple terms, just because I have a lot of money with Germany and a lot of air power with Germany. The other thing he did was he went up here and took Archangel with his fleet. Oh, he also... Okay, I should never complain about my dice, because my sub got a hit and killed one of his destroyers. Which is kind of hilarious. But then he moved his fleet up here, and it's going to die. So I'm going to kill these guys. They're not going to do any damage. Then I'll have nothing to touch Karelia with. And I can maybe even set up a sea lion. So I might just do that. Yeah, I might just do that. So we'll see. Alright, so all I did with Japan was I just bought a fighter and 5 more infantry. I did the math on Japan, and it's already safe. But I am going to kind of give him the opportunity to take Manchuria. He's making so much fucking money. But I can give him the opportunity to take Manchuria, because if I crack India, then Germany can just roll over the rest of Asia. And he's still not going to be able to muster enough stuff, since he already has 3 industrial complexes. He spent 45 bucks on industrial complexes, but he doesn't have a lot of material yet. But he's got enough where he's going to threaten Japan. But maybe he'll just start dumping troops onto the Asian continent here, which maybe that's the idea, is to just get a bunch of transports and just start dumping massive troops over here, which probably isn't a terrible idea. But hopefully I'm either going to take India or I'm going to crack Africa. I'll have to decide what I'm going to do. So, let's see. For combat, we are just going to take Szechuan. And that's it. That's all the combat we're going to do. I'm not going to take this back yet, Kwangtung. Although I probably should take it back. I probably should take it back. Because I'm guessing 3 transports are going into Borneo. And maybe an aircraft carrier. Even though he doesn't need it. Because I can't really kill his fleet. I don't have enough air. But I'm going to have a shit ton of German bombers real soon in the Caucasus, and I'm going to start hammering this stuff here. So that's gonna help pretty soon. I could take that. I don't plan on taking Manchuria back, but if he lands 4 guys in Manchuria, I could hit it with 2 infantry and all my fighters and clear it out and take it back. Then he's just going to have... He's going to have to buy some more transports. Which I'm sure he's going to. He has a lot of money. So this is going to get interesting. A lot. Really interesting. Very, very soon. But hopefully I have enough with Germany to just kill him. So do I want to take that? I kind of do. I'm not going to. What's United Kingdom's money? 41? Shit, I should take it. I'm not going to take it yet. Not going to take it back yet. I'm going to keep the land troops I have there until I can muster up some stuff. So, that's going to be all the combat. Alrighty. Alrighty, for the non-com, this guy up here is going to Evenki. This plane is going down to Persia. Shanghai's going to Anhui. And the fighters are going to Japan. And that's it. That's it. And then we're just going to mobilize our fighters and our infantry into Japan to keep it safe for at least 1 turn. We're up to 28 bucks. And so we're doing okay. Japan, I think, is pretty safe for the moment. But this is going to be, like I said, this is terrible. This will be dead in round 10. And then I'll focus my attention on taking... In fact, I can probably start dropping some transports. Because where's his American bombers? Over there? I'll have to look, but I might be able to drop some German transports. Start taking back some of Africa. So we'll have to see. Anyway, that is going to do it for Japan round number 9. And I will see you guys back for Germany round 10. Alright, Germany round number 10. So, United States bought 2 bombers, 3 infantry, a transport, a destroyer, and an artillery. All that stuff got mobilized down here. Philippines, transport, and artillery and infantry down here. And he moved. He did not attack the mainland here. He moved his stuff into Burma, which is in range. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just go into India. And then move some transports here so he could hit Persia. So he's actually set up to do a 1-2 on Persia. Which would be successful, but I'm going to block it. And then it will not be successful. He's got a couple of things that can go to Japan now. He's got 2 transports now that can hit Japan with 4 bombers and 4 fighters. Where's 4 fighters? Oh, not the 4 fighters anymore because they're sitting in India. So he had to use the 4 fighters to defend India, which is good. I'm going to do a couple of things that I probably should just focus on just buying bombers and infantry, but I kind of want to do like an end around. So my purchase, let me do show the combat. Oh, he bombed Japan. Okay, that's fine. That's going to be his play, is just continually bomb Japan. That's all right. Japan is safe for a turn, so I might just do the strategy where I don't buy anything. And I'm making 28 bucks. And so I just make another 26. So I'll have 54 bucks. And then the most it can be down is 16. And I can put as much shit as I want there. But we'll see. We'll see. I might not do that. But I am going to set it up so it's going to look like I'll have multiple options. And I'll go over them after I do it. So I bought an aircraft carrier, 2 transports, 3 infantry, 2 artillery, and a tank. And mostly I'm focusing on Persia right now, but I am going to have another setup where it might be okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kill Archangel. So I'm going to kill Archangel with all of that stuff. And then I'm going to take 1 infantry and take Transjordan. That's going to block him from using these extra 5 tanks. With 11 tanks, he takes 11 tanks. It's like a 50-50 battle to win Persia. Without those 5 tanks, it's 8%. Even doing the 1-2. So I don't think he's going to do that. So that is that. And then we are going to send everything else. Our fighters and all of our bombers. And kill his fleet. And hopefully we don't lose too many planes here. Alright, that is everything we're going to do. Okay, combat sucked. It was an awful, awful Season 4. We lost 3 planes. 2 bombers and a fighter. Which really sucks. To kill 3 destroyers and an aircraft carrier, or 3 destroyers and a cruiser, that's terrifying. But it is what it is. So this fighter here is going into Persia. All this stuff is going into Persia. Our bombers are going to Karelia. Our fighters are going to Karelia. And then these 9 guys are shifting over to Italy, and these 9 guys are shifting back down to France. That's so bad. At least we still have 3 bombers left. And some planes. And if I counted wrong, the bombers, I'm going to shit myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no other way for him to get there, right? 1, 2, 3. Nope. 4, 5, 6. Nope. Got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't get there. If I counted wrong, I'm really going to be pissed. I didn't see another bomber anywhere in range. So, man, that really sucks. All right, so let me just look at this real quick. So the Caucasus went to Persia. Northwest went to France. France went to Italy. Bombers to Karelia, fighters to Karelia. 1 plane went into Persia. Okay. That was it. Let's see. I think that's it. Alrighty. Now we put 2 artillery and 2 infantry into Karelia. I mean, the Caucasus. We put a tank into Russia. And then we put 2 transports and an aircraft carrier into... and then we'll do another infantry into Russia. Actually, no. Let's go... Let's put 2 there. We'll put an infantry into Karelia. I can't anticipate him going here and trying to kill this stuff, but who knows? Maybe he will. Let's see. All right. And then this stuff here, is going to look like one of 2 things. So here's my options. I can use it to hit Egypt, which would not be a good idea. 4 infantry and a bunch of planes to try to clear out Egypt. That's not going to be a good idea. But I could grab 4 guys from Italy and take them up to the Caucasus and then have 8 infantry in the Caucasus next turn, which will be great to stonewall this. But what I'm probably going to do is grab my 4 infantry, go out here to 13 and take Morocco. And that way, I'm going to threaten eastern United States, Brazil, Cuba, and the Panama Canal all in one. And I can have a couple of fighters from Karelia meet me down in C-Zone 13. And that way, we'll be able to use these in a variety of ways. And I might even be able to bounce them out here. Once they're here in 13, they can go, down here and drop a couple guys each in Africa. If he decides to move heavy into Trans with his Egypt guys. I got to start killing some of his money. And we'll do it that way. And then, he's going to think I may be setting up a sea lion once I go to 13, which I'm really not. And I won't be able to, depending on if he has no more fighters or buys anything for United Kingdom. Maybe I will be able to set one up. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it for round number 10 of Germany. And I will see you guys back for Japan, round number 10. All right, Japan, round number 10. So, United Kingdom bought 2 submarines, 2 fighters, and 3 infantry. He then took Transjordan, did not lose anybody. And then he moved 2 fighters. He just used the fighters there to attack. He went back to India. 1 infantry moved to Egypt from Sudan down here, and then a fighter went over here to Gibraltar. And he mobilized the rest of his stuff here to India, and he mobilized the 2 subs in 17. So obviously the setup is between the 2 subs and the fighter to kill this. Which isn't a bad setup. So I'm going to see what America's going to do. If America puts nothing in over here, then I'll move like I said I was going to and go down here. And either take Morocco. I think I'll probably just take Morocco. And then just move down to some of this stuff here. I'll be threatening United States if I do that. And he'll have to spend some money over here in round 11. But I am going to have to back out of Persia for 1 turn because I think he can take it with all these damn... I can't withhold all of his 11 tanks and stuff. So until I get like my... I'm going to have like... In about... Let's see... In round 12, I'm going to have over 20 guys. A stack of over 24 guys in the Caucasus. But he's still building. He's building a lot of shit, and he's got a bunch of industrial complexes to build lots of troops and start shuttling them over to Asia, which I'm guessing is his plan. He's also bombing the shit out of Japan. I actually repaired 3. I repaired 3 damage points, and then I just bought 2 more fighters. Now I have 11 fighters with Japan. So I just got to keep Japan safe until I can muster enough stuff with Germany to attack. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this with 1 guy. And then I'm going to attack Trans. With 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and a fighter. And that's all I'm going to do. Alright, our fighter is going to Kaz. And this stuff is backing off. This guy is going to Anway. Our submarine is going to 28. And we're going to send 2 fighters over to Anway. I did the math on this. He can hit it, but he's only got a 2% chance of taking it. With just America. So Germany's going to have to back out of it. But that's okay, because we'll back out of it for 1 turn. And then we'll set up a counterpunch. This game's going to go long. He can just massive drop infantry and still bomb the shit out of Japan and threaten it. He's making way more money than me. I'm making 79 bucks. He's making 89. Well, I guess he's only making 10 more bucks than me right now. But I got to cut into his economic, and then this guy's going forward. I do have to cut into some of his economics, which I will, because I'm going to take Norway back. Excuse me. But he's got Africa pretty much locked up right now. He's probably just going to buy more tanks, because England's got 40 bucks. He's making 38. So that is going to do it for Japan round number 10. And I will see you guys back. Hang on, demobilize. 2 fighters into Japan. Alright, now I will see you guys back for Germany round number 11. Alright, Germany round number 11. So, USA bought 8 infantry, 2 fighters, and a transport. And mobilized the transport to 37. Mobilized fighters and infantry to the Philippines. 3 infantry to East Indies. 4 infantry to Borneo. My guess is he's going to keep shuttling troops over here. Which is kind of weird though, because he's got 3 transports that can handle that. He's got too many transports. Maybe he's going to try to send some stuff up here into the Med. Probably. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with Japan to see if I can do anything. But I can't build any naval units with Japan. And moved everything, so okay. Anyway, and obviously Russia had no turn. So I'm making 79, he's making 89 bucks, so he's got the economic advantage. I have a slight attack power advantage of about 11. I'm going to do something. So I'm going to try a play which, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then it's okay. I'm just gonna try to overwhelm him anyway. So what I bought was 11 infantry and an artillery, a destroyer, and a transport. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a fake sea lion. So I looked at Sea Zone 5, and if I fuck this up, I fuck this up. But I don't see any planes. No, his USA bombers are in the Philippines. He has no United Kingdom bombers anywhere on the board that I can see. So Sea Zone 5 will be totally fine, left unguarded. I'm going to throw a transport in there, and you'll see why at the end of this turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use these 2 guys and our bombers and attack Norway. And then I'm going to use 2 infantry and these 2 fighters and attack Trans. And then I'm going to take 4 infantry, go over here to 13 and take Morocco. All right. All right. So that's the only 3 attacks that I'm going to do with Germany. So let's run them. Okay. Okay, for the non-com. These fighters here, we're going to send... Or our bombers, I'm sorry. Our bombers are going to France. We're going to send 2 of these fighters down to Sea Zone 13. The other one's going to France. Okay, so we can do that same thing. send those 2 fighters to Italy. We'll send our aircraft carrier over to 13. Okay, now are this infantry and these 9 infantry go into West Russia. Our tank goes into the Caucasus. The other 6 tanks go into the Caucasus. One of these infantry goes there, and 6 artillery go into the Caucasus. All right, so I think that's all the moves you want to do. All right. Well, let's send... now we're just going to leave those guys there. I'm going to leave all the 20 units in close proximity to Germany, just in case he sneaks this fleet through. Well, he can't right now. But at some point, he can probably sneak that fleet through and start landing on the southern part of Europe, which would suck for me. Which I certainly don't want him to do, but it's possible he can do it. Alright. Oh yeah, that's just telling me to move shit from Japan, which I haven't done. Alright, so we throw our destroyer in C-Zone 15. Okay? It's not really important. It just prevents these subs from going over to 14 to hit me when I go next. We're going to throw a transport into C-Zone 5. Okay? We're going to throw our artillery and 3 infantry into the Caucasus and 8 infantry into Russia. Okay. Now, if you look at this setup, okay, I want him to see a potential sea lion. All the fighters, everything going here to land in United Kingdom. But I don't want to do that. I want him to ignore West or Eastern United States. If he ignores Eastern United States, I'll use this stuff here to capture Eastern and Middle United States, and that's all she wrote. Even though that's only going to give me 8. Can you believe that shit? Even if I manage to cap Eastern United States, I still won't win. But then it'll be only a matter of time. We'll just have to keep building. He's going to have to spend money on Western United States, and I can defend this. And it's going to give me a lot of money, 18 more bucks. But so the whole point of setting this up here is not to hit United Kingdom. I'm not going to. Because he can buy, what, 8 more infantry for it. 17 infantry and a fighter is going to be enough to withstand 6 infantry, 3 bombers, and 5 fighters, even though all of them can reach. If he doesn't do anything, he doesn't buy anything, I'll have to run the numbers. Maybe I can take that. But I don't really want to take it. What I want him to do is not look over here. And to keep doing all your shit over here. So what I might do is put an industrial complex in Manchuria as well to get United States here, thinking about going back this way. And not going here. I have a significant amount of money. I should be able to drop... I'm going to drop 12 infantry every turn here. 18 are going in their next turn. Well, 22 are going in their next turn, plus another 8. So, I should have fat stacks there. Right now he doesn't have enough to muster to go through, but eventually he will. So I just got to keep pumping out infantry. And then, of course, if this works and he doesn't do anything with Eastern United States, or yeah, then I mean, if he does, if he puts stuff here, we can take Brazil. We can send guys to Africa, get him to pull his tanks out of here. We have a lot of options now. We can take Cuba, which I'll never take back, or West Indies, you know, Panama, but probably West Indies, because then he doesn't have any transports, can't take it back. So that'll be 4 off of his money that he'll never get back. So we have a lot of options with this setup here. We'll just have to see. And then from now on, it's just subs, infantry, and bombers. That's it. So it'll be 36 on the infantry here. It'll leave me 19, and then I can buy a sub and a bomber, and just keep doing all that until I. This should be enough here with 5 fighters and 3 bombers in range of Sea Zone 8. He probably can't put any ships there, which is just fine with me. So anyway, that is going to do it for Germany round number 11. I'll see you guys back for Japan round number 11. All right, Japan round number 11. So, United Kingdom did exactly what we anticipated, and he bought a defense for the Sea Lion. So he's got 3 destroyers, 1 in 7, 8 and 6. Put a sub in 6, presumably to just wipe this transport. And then bought another fighter. The 2 key things with this. One is he spent all of his money on defending England. So his entire $41 that he spent on defending England. Now, this is a good defense. I'm not going to crack it. I do not have enough stuff to crack it. But I'm hoping that now that he's done this, and then he killed my destroyer. Let's see here. Oh, he took out Persia also. No units lost? That's kind of shitty. And then trans. Oh, but it was only 1 infantry. Never mind. That wasn't, that's not that big of a deal. Took 2 infantry and trans. No units lost. That kind of sucks. No hitbacks. But he lost a sub, so I did get a hit back there. So what we're hoping is obviously that he's set up this defense now, and he ignores Eastern United States. I don't think he's going to ignore Eastern United States, but it's not unheard of that you could have your attention focused somewhere else and just forget about this. Because clearly, if you look at my setup here, I'm setting up to hit United Kingdom, which is exactly what I wanted it to look like. I'm also going to give him something to worry about over in Asia. I went ahead and bought an industrial complex for Manchuria. I've held out for a long time. We're going to fight over it probably. But I want to see if he can move some of this stuff away from India so I can come down here and take India with Germany. So, we should be able to defend it for a turn or two if he starts buying, like, 4 transports. But again, whatever he buys, he's got $50. He's got a lot of money with America. But if he's going to buy stuff to attack Manchuria, he's not going to be able to buy too much stuff over here in the United States. So, we're going to see what USA does. I only have a couple of attacks. I'm going to take Yunnan again. So he's going to deal with that, probably kill me. And then I'm going to hit this with all my fighters and those 2 infantry and see if I can kill it. At least, at very least, whittle it down so that Germany can kill it easily. And then move my forces around to defend Manchuria. All I bought was 1 fighter and an infantry and an industrial complex, and those are my only 2 attacks for the round. So let's see how this one goes. Okay, combat was okay. We didn't take Persia, but we got 3 hits to 2. We'll land our fighters into the Caucasus. We're going to have 35 land units in there this next turn, which should be enough to seriously threaten India, which is what we're going to do. And we're going to keep piling on as many land units as we can. Obviously, we'll see what happens here. We may have to go down to Africa, Brazil, Cuba, or the Panama Canal. We'll have to see how that goes. But at this point, we're hoping that he doesn't put anything in the United States. We are going to move this stuff back to Manchuria. We're going to move that down here, or here. We're going to throw 2 fighters into Manchuria. And that is going to be it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to drop this sub into 29. Just to see if he notices it, he may come down here to kill it. If he doesn't notice and he leaves this transport unguarded, we can be a nuisance here in the Indian Ocean here. So let me just review my game plan here. All right. I think that's everything I want to do. We will take this with Germany, more than likely, because I can use a bomber on it. So that is going to be it. Let's finish this up. Throw our industrial complex there, throw our fighter in there, and our infantry into Japan as well. All right. That's going to do it for Japan, round number 11. And I will see you guys back for Germany, round number 12. All right, Germany, round number 12. So, United States, they sniffed it out pretty good. But one of the unintended consequences was he spent all of his money, all $51 on the eastern United States, which means nothing else went down here, which is pretty good. So basically in this turn, we've gotten United Kingdom to spend all of his money on England and USA to spend all of his money on eastern United States, which is fantastic. And then he bombed Japan, but he lost a bomber. And it's down to minus 13. Took Yunnan back, which we thought he would do, and he actually saw my sub here and killed it. So he did that. We are just going to keep stacking. And we're going to move ourselves in position to maybe go into the Pacific with Germany. So all I did was buy 15 infantry and a fighter. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to take one guy, take Algeria. We're going to grab the rest of those guys. We're going to move one there and take Cuba. Actually, I don't want to do that one. I want to take Panama, and then we'll take the other one and take Cuba. And then we're going to take Persia. So Cuba, Panama, Persia, and Algeria. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's get that done. All right, so we did lose a guy in Persia, but that was it. So our bombers are going back to the Caucasus. All of this stuff is going into the Caucasus. We are going to grab 2 infantry here, put them in Karelia. We're going to move this guy to Finland. We are going to move our fighters to France. Our aircraft carrier and our 2 fighters are going into 18. Right? Yeah. And that is it. We're going to throw our fighter in Germany. 8 guys in Russia. 4 guys in the Caucasus. 2 guys in Karelia. And 1 guy in Germany. All right. So that is going to do it for Germany round 12, and I will see you guys back for Japan round number 12. All right, Japan round number 12. So, United Kingdom bought 6 infantry, a bomber, and a submarine. He mobilized 3 infantry to India, 2 infantry to Egypt, and an infantry and a bomber to United Kingdom, and a submarine to Sea Zone 8. All that's fine and good. He's spending way too much money on Navy because I'm not going to do anything over here. And this is not going to live anyway. So, I'm not worried about that. And then for his combat, he took out my transport in Sea Zone 5. Took Algeria with 1 of his tanks. Well, he hit it with 2 tanks, but lost a tank. And then in Persia, he hit Persia, but he did not capture it, which is no big deal because I'm going to be able to stack it with Germany this next turn. He doesn't have enough Americans. I did the numbers on this. Even with all of his stuff here, he can't crack it. He also moved his 6 tanks into Yunnan. I'm assuming to go after Shanghai and or just run through here and start getting some money for England, which is not a bad idea, but I should be able to hit him with some German tanks. If he decides to creep in here, I should be able to hammer some of his tanks, especially with planes and bombers. So, but I'm going to hit India, I think, and he's got no reinforcements now with America. He can send 2 infantry plus 2 infantry. He doesn't have a transport. I can grab these 2. So he really doesn't have a lot of stuff to add to India's defense. I will have to fight for Shanghai. That'll be our next thing, but Japan right now is safe, at least for the moment. As long as I did the numbers right, which I think I did. So all I did was buy 2 infantry, 2 infantry, 1 artillery, and a tank. Obviously 1 and 1 goes into Manchuria, and another plane. The more planes, the better for Japan. I don't have any attacks to do with Japan this turn, so I'm not doing any attacks. We're moving our Buryatia guy down there. We're moving 2 fighters over to Manchuria. And that is it. And then we are going to send a tank, an artillery, and an infantry over to Manchuria. We'll put 1 infantry and a fighter into Japan. Alright, and that will be the end of Japan round 12, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 13. Alright, Germany round number 13. So, USA bought 2 subs, 2 destroyers, an infantry, a fighter, a tank, and an artillery. So the subs and destroyers went over here. So that cost him $28. And then an infantry, a fighter, a tank, and an artillery went. Fighter and a tank went to Eastern United States. and then artillery and infantry over to Borneo. So all he did was put 2 units in Borneo here. Japan is still safe. But again, he's spending a lot of money. Let's see, USA money. Man, he's making 52, but he's making so much fucking money. He's making way too much money. I'm gonna cut into that a little bit, but not enough. So I'm just gonna keep stacking infantry. 12 more infantry, another bomber, another fighter, and then we're gonna go and do a couple things here. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a guy, take Brazil. And then we're going to take 2 fighters and our aircraft carrier. And we're going to grab these 2 guys and drop them in Africa. All right. And then we're going to take these 3 fighters and 1 of these bombers and hit Algeria. That's just so he can't take Morocco back. And then we're going to bum rush into Persia. Oops, sorry. We're sending 1 over there and 2 bombers. Take Brazil, take French West Africa, take Persia, and then we're going to hit this. Only because I want to kind of nip it in the bud. And that way when I move down here, I'm going to have... The tanks can't hit me this turn, so I can use this to branch out and start squeezing them that way. Might as well. Alright. I think that's all we're going to do. Alright, combat was good. We didn't lose anybody in Persia, which was nice. And we kept the tank in Szechuan. He'll be dead this next turn. Unless I want to send 7 fighters. I don't think I want to. I don't want to trade fighters for tanks. So I'm not going to do that. So it'll be dead, but at least he won't be able to hit Kaz this turn. So, our carrier was going to be dead anyway, because no matter where we put it, he set up with his navy here, navy here, navy here, navy here. It was going to be dead. So our fighters are going to land in Morocco from these fighters. Wait a minute. These fighters are going to land in Morocco. These fighters are going back to France. This fighter is going to Kaz. These 8 infantry are going to Kaz. This guy is going to Karelia. Let's see here. Alright. We did lose a bomber here, which kind of sucks, but we replaced it, so that's not that huge of a deal, actually. Oh yeah, and then these bombers are going to go back to Russia. All right. And that is going to be it, I think. Yep. Okay, there we go, there we go. There we go. Russia bombers. Okay. All right. 4 infantry in Caucasus, 8 infantry in Russia, fighter in Karelia, and bomber in Italy. Yep, I think that's it. All right, we're temporarily up to 62. We're going to lose. We won't lose Morocco. We could lose. Well, we're not going to lose it. It'll be ours. If he wants to send fighters at it and kill them, that's okay, but he won't be taking it back. He won't be taking this back for at least 2 turns. What else? And then now I'm going to start sending. This should be safe. And so depending on what he does with this stuff here, he's his reinforcements, he can send this stuff to India if he wants, but that's it. And this, I guess, if he wants to. So his India reinforcements aren't going to be that much, which I don't think I'm even going to go even into India. I'm just going to push into Africa and take this industrial complex, and then that should do it. I might even be able to drop like maybe a couple of transports and another carrier. Who knows? A couple destroyers. A destroyer and an aircraft carrier, and then land these fighters on it. That might be good. Anyway, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that's going to do it for Germany round 13. And I will see you guys back for Japan round number 13. All right, Japan round number 13. So I think he's just going to drag this out and try to get through the last 2 weeks of the season before the season ends. He actually pulled his tanks back to India instead. They were in Yunnan, and they went back to India to put up the defense, which he has to, because now I've got a 90%. Without this stuff, I've got a 90% odds on to take India, which he can't have. So United Kingdom bought 2 fighters for India, 2 tanks. 2 tanks went into Egypt, and an infantry. 2 fighters and a tank went to India, and a tank and an infantry went to Egypt. Because he's going to have to start sending some tanks over here to clean this stuff out. And probably over here, I would think. But I'm going to push in here, I think, either around 14 or maybe 15. Probably 14. I did the numbers on Persia. I should be okay on Persia. And so one of the things he did, so he killed my aircraft carrier, which we thought he would. Killed my destroyer, which we thought he would. He tried to kill my 2 fighters with 2 fighters and a bomber, and lost 2 fighters and retreated with the bomber. That's fantastic. I'm not sure why he attacked those guys. I mean, I guess to keep him out of Europe or out of the Caucasus. I don't know. But they can't even get to the Caucasus. So, I don't know, maybe to keep him out of Europe here. He's got all of his fleet down here now, except for one sub. I'll see. Maybe I'll take advantage of that. I don't know if I will or not. So I think I'm just going to press down. I thought about buying an industrial complex for Kazakh with Japan and just slowly trickle 2 units, but I think it's just going to take too many days to do it. So I just banked. Japan is safe and Manchuria looks like it'll be safe. So all I did was a tank and 2 infantry for Manchuria, and I'm going to replace this tank because we are going to take this tank and these 4 fighters and hit Kwangtung, and hopefully we kill that guy. Hopefully we live and we take it and doesn't get any hitbacks, because that would be really nice. But if anything, we'll just kill that infantry. And that is all the attacks we're going to do. Alright, well, we killed the guy. We didn't take the territory, which kind of sucks. We'll fly the fighters back to Manchuria. I'm going to land these fighters into Persia. We're going to take our sub here and put him into C-Zone 20, and that's just to pull some of this stuff out here more. Get this stuff away from Japan. Which, I don't think he even needs to use America. Just send the English stuff over there, but whatever. And that is it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to throw a tank and 2 infantry into Manchuria. And that is going to do it for our turn. Now we saved 15 bucks because we didn't buy a lot, so we have 39. So if we want to repair this, we can. And be able to buy some stuff next turn. Or we can just do the same thing. Bank 15 more again. I don't think he's going to risk any more bombers to do 2 more points of damage. But I guess it's possible that he will. But obviously Japan's in a tough spot. He's got so much USA Navy that I can't drop a fleet anywhere. I don't really have anywhere else to make Japan Navy, so I'm kind of screwed there. But I'll just keep building planes and infantry until I slowly have enough of a force that I can move down and maybe stack Kiangsu so that he can't take that at some point. But still, I only have, even if I capture India, it's not. It's going to take me a little while to either take England or one of my islands back, either Philippines or whatever. So all I have to do, I may consider throwing an industrial complex in Brazil just to make him buy transports. I'll see if he buys a transport this turn with America and see what he does there. Or if he's content to let... I'm assuming he's got to buy a transport for Eastern United States to try to take some of the stuff back. Because he's just wasting 5 IPC every turn. And America, they're still making 48. So I'm assuming he'll buy a transport. But that's just yet again more money he has to spend over here that he's not spending over here. And then I got to see if I can do the old massive fleet drop. Which was, what's Germany making? 62? God, that's beautiful. So I'd have 124 next turn. Because what's he going to take back? Nothing. He's not taking back anything this turn. So the most I can have... Well, I can take this for Germany. Unless he'll probably put a USA guy there, maybe. Or he'll stack India, I don't know. We'll have to see. And then these fighters, they're either going to try to kill this guy, or they're going to send back to India. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, that's going to do it for Japan round 13, and I'll see you guys back for Germany round number 14. All right, Germany round number 14. So we're a month away from the end of the season, and he's got us enough stuff here now that he's going to keep. He can probably dead zone India because he's making enough money. Between England and America making $82 and me making $86, he's just going to make enough to spend, I think, to dead zone me, and I won't be able to take India, and it's going to be a stalemate. But what I'm doing is, so I was going to do my Fat Navy drop next turn, but I think I'm going to wait and save up. But I'm not going to be able to save up because I'm going to buy some bombers. I'm going to just do blue skies, I think, or gray skies, whatever you want to call it, for a couple of turns until I can just, and I might even do a little, mix in a little orange skies to just see if I can make some headway. So let me go over what USA did real quick. USA, he bought 6 infantry, 3 fighters, and an artillery. Everything got mobilized down here. Everything. And then all he did was he went to Szechuan, killed my tank, but he lost a bomber. So he wasn't going to take the territory anyway. He sent 2 bombers. My tank killed a bomber. I guess to keep me from taking this with Japan, which is fine, because for Japan, but I'll take it with Japan this next turn. And then he put everything here. I ran the numbers. Japan is still safe. He could drop this stuff, well, 4 infantry in Asia. But what I think he's going to do is reinforce India with these 7 guys and 3 more guys from, or 3 more planes from United Kingdom. So I've got to start, I've got to get making some headway in Africa or something. So, but I'm going to be able to hold Persia for a long time. So I am going to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these 2 guys and take French Equatorial Africa. He's going to hit me with his tanks and his bomber, clear that out. But at least these tanks then won't be going to Persia, which I'm going to now send. But he's going to send, what, 2 tanks, an infantry, and 6 fighters. Because I am going to send 3 infantry and 1 artillery and a bomber and a fighter. Actually, I will not send the bomber. 3 infantry and artillery and a fighter into Trans. Let's see. And then, oh, that's interesting. I don't know why I would risk any planes to kill destroyers that have no purpose. I'm wondering what he's going to do, because he moved the, his bomber went to Burma after he attacked my tank. He did move some stuff to India. And then he moved his stuff from 27 up to 23. So I don't know if that's going to go, if that's just staying here in case I bought an industrial complex for Brazil. He didn't buy any transports with America to take the stuff back. And he didn't use his 2 guys here to take Panama Canal back. So I'm just thinking he forgot about it. Got busy doing other stuff. And he sent the tanks down here to Middle America. Presumably he's going to buy some transports and put them over here maybe and start sending them that way. I don't know. But so I'm going to hit Persia. I'm sorry, Trans, not Persia. And then this bomber here is going to kill this transport. And then these 2 bombers are going to kill this bomber. And that is all we're going to do with All we're going to do with Germany. I think. Yeah. Let's see. All I bought was 12 infantry. I'm sorry, 10 infantry, 2 artilleries, and 2 bombers. Yeah. Okay. Alright, for the non-com, all of our bombers are going back to Persia. This fighter is going to go to Persia. These 2 fighters are going to France. This fighter is going to Persia. This stuff's going down here. Into Persia. These guys are going into Kazakh. Let's see. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. It's actually going to be 35 and 8. Okay. That's not going to win. Oh, he's only got 1 bomber now. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So we're not going to be able to buy our Navy. I'm going to throw our 2 bombers in the Caucasus. I'm sorry, in Karelia. I keep messing that up. 2 artillery, 2 infantry, and 8 infantry into Russia. All right. So we are going to lose probably this again, but it's going to take him. He doesn't even have any transports built, so it's going to be, we'll have 4, 5 for at least 1 more turn, 6 for at least 1 more turn. So right now, if I look at the war report, I've got a roughly a 40-point attack power lead. Economically, I'm making 88, and he's making 80. It's not very big. And he's just holding out. So I've got 5 bombers on the map now with Germany. And once I get a couple more, then I'll probably start just shelling England. I'm thinking I'll just shell England. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think Japan is safe for the most part. He's going to take in... We can trade this, I guess, for a little bit. But Manchuria is safe. I think he's going to have to, because of all this stuff here. He is going to have to put all this stuff into India. I would think. And just for good measure, probably these 4 fighters will go to India also. I fully anticipate him taking this back and taking this. Hopefully one of these 2 fails, but I can't see it failing. I can't see it failing. But he's only going to be buying 2. If we can trade some of this stuff out, that would be great. So anyway, that's going to do it for Germany round 13 or 14. Sorry, Germany 14. I'll see you guys back for Japan round number 14. All right, Japan round number 14. So United States. I'm sorry, not United States. England in round number 14 bought 4 tanks and a fighter. 2 tanks for Egypt, 2 tanks for India. And then he took trans, didn't lose anybody. Took my 2 guys out in Africa, didn't lose anybody. And took out my submarine over here, didn't lose anybody. So a nice immaculate round for United Kingdom. And this is going to start getting to be untenable here in India. I'm not going to be able to take that. At least not right now. Because he has the capability of just putting more fighters in there. And keeping it. And I think he's just going to stall. So I'm going to try to take Africa, which means I have to set up to push into Africa. I can set up to push into Africa and keep dead zoning the Caucasus and Kazakh here. But in order for me to do that, I need to move these 3 fighters out of Persia this turn. I'm going to make it look like I'm setting up for something else, but they'll stay in range of Transjordan because we'll need them for defense of Trans before America moves. So, and we're going to limit his English response because we'll have everything stacked up if all goes well. So all I did with Japan is I just bought 2 artilleries and a plane. For Manchuria, I didn't repair anything. I'm making 24 bucks. I'm going to make 26 at the end of this round, and I still have 21 left over. So I'm going to have 47 bucks next turn. If I need to repair Japan and put stuff there, I will. But at this point, Japan is safe, and Manchuria is safe. He has nothing that can land there. The coast here is not safe because he could land, but the only thing is he can land a maximum of 4 units along the coast here, so I am going to set up to defend that. So did I already say what I bought? And probably not. I bought 2 artillery and a plane for Manchuria. So the first thing I'm going to do is take Kwangtung, and that is going to be all the combat that I'm going to do. Right? Yeah. Alright. Alright, for the non-com, I'm going to take 2 artilleries and 2 infantry and all my fighters and move them into Anhui. Now this is going to look like a simple counterattack, right? So if he lands 4 units here or here, I can hit him with my 4 land units and all my fighters. But what I really want to do is I want fighters in Anhui to be in range of Trans, because when I move my half stack of this shit into Trans on Germany's turn, I want to have fighters in range of it to land and defend it before America moves. America right now is not set up to retake it, but wherever these transports go, if they stay here, that's fine. But if they go into range of 34, then he'll be able to hit Trans. So I want to have a defense set up. Those fighters aren't needed. He did not attack. He couldn't because I had Trans. So he did not. He decided not to attack my stack there with England. So we're going to back out of there in Germany's turn because we are going to stack trans. So I think that's it. Yeah. Manchuria, Anhui. Okay. All right, and then our 2 artilleries and our fighter go into Anhui. All right. Now we're up to 47. So we're in the process of pushing into Africa. It's just taking a roundabout way to do it. And that will be it for Japan's round 14, and I'll see you guys back for Germany in round number 15. All right, Germany, round number 15. So, United States bought a transport, a destroyer, an aircraft carrier, a fighter, and 3 infantry. Everything went into... Oh, no, only 1 infantry. Only the C units went into C Zone 11, and then 2 infantry went into East Indies, and 1 infantry went into Borneo. So his reinforcements for India now are only going to be 4, but he's got so many fighters here now. He's going to have 17, almost 20 fighters, and 9 tanks. So that's way too many. So he basically, this is going to be his tactic. He's just going to stall. I can't get into the ocean and take one of these back, which I have to take. And he's got India pretty much locked down. So I'm going to push in Africa, like I talked about, and then we're going to see if we can't set up a sea lion after we take Africa and dead zone Persia. So what we're going to do is we're going to send 20 infantry, our tanks, our artillery, our fighters into Transjordan. And that's it. That's all we're going to do as far as our Germany attacks. Right? Hopefully he doesn't get too many hitbacks. So let's see. Alright. Unfortunately, both of his tanks got a hit back. We're going to send 2 more infantry into Trans. Our fighters are going into the Caucasus. We're going to send 12 infantry into the Caucasus. All these 8 guys are going there. All these 8 guys are going there. We bought 8 tanks and 4 artilleries. 4 artilleries for Caucasus, 8 tanks for Russia. So we can dead zone Persia. If he decides to push in to Persia, I did the math on it, we should be able to kill him. I've got fighters in range of this. Let's see, what am I, if he attacks with everything, a 1-2 punch with England and America, he still can't take it. And I lose 17 infantry on a 50-50. I could lose upwards of that. If I add like another fighter, if I add 4 fighters, I lose 16 infantry. Let's see if I add like 6 fighters. 6 fighters, I still lose 16 infantry. That's kind of rough. If I go down to 4. The minus 177, 179. So 4 fighters is probably optimal. Or even 3. Even the 3 fighters is probably fine, but maybe 4. Maybe just to make it look uglier. So we got one infantry we got to leave in Persia. The Russia stack has to go to the Caucasus. Kaz stack has to go to the Caucasus. Our 2 planes that hit Transjordan have to go to the Caucasus. Our 3 bombers, here's what we're going to do. Our 3 bombers are going up to Karelia. And then our fighters from France are going up to Karelia. Alright? And this is why. The fighters and bombers in Karelia both have range of Persia to counter. And they both have range of Sea Zone 8 if he decides to drop a fleet with England and try landings. So that's why we put him in Karelia. Let's see here. I'm gonna move 4 guys. That way, I'm gonna move 4 guys into Germany and 1 guy into France. Italy's safe right now. So I just want to... In fact, all of these are safe right now, but I just want to square them away and not forget about the defense of them. Because it's important to have. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Pretty sure that's everything. He's going to either take Cuba back. Why he didn't take Central America back? Maybe he doesn't think the Mexico guys can take it. But I don't see why they can't, so... That's just weird. It's a point he's just given me. Or he's going to use his plane, his aircraft carrier, and 2 guys and try to take Brazil back. Because that's the most valuable territory there. He could go down to Morocco with a couple guys. He could go down to Africa with a couple guys. But once I take this production facility, I'm going to start firing out tanks and sweep up Africa. And then focus my attention on... I'll probably just not even worry about India. I may just keep buying 12 units every time until I save up enough money to drop a fat-ass navy and do a sea lion. So, let me finish these moves. Okay. Alright, for the mobilization, we got 8 tanks into Russia and 4 artilleries into the Caucasus. Right? Yeah. Alright, so we're set up. We're going to lose Persia, but we can trade Persia and just keep it dead zoned for as long as we want. If he decides to move heavy into Persia and try to stack it, he can only land the American fighters there. And actually, I will have 50 infantry, 14 tanks, 14 artillery, 7 fighters, 5 bombers. So if he wants to stack this with all of his available stuff that he can stack it with, I will just punch it and kill everything he has there. So this is pretty much dead zoned. And I should be able to push into Africa now. Regardless of whatever he builds here. So... And then I just got to keep strengthening Japan. I can't really do anything to take this back yet, which sucks. I wish I could, but I can't. So anyway, that's going to do it for Germany round number 15. And I will see you guys back for Japan round number 16. I'm sorry, round number 15. All right, welcome back. This is the end of the game. So, TN General forfeited, which I think is probably the right thing to do. He was not going to win this game. So, it was up in the air whether or not I was going to be able to capture the Philippines back or United Kingdom before the season runs out in a couple of weeks. But he was not going to win this game. Stacking India was going to keep me out of it, but because I decided to split my troops, I was going to take Africa. He did not have enough stuff here to contest Africa, especially if I bum rushed with this entire stack in here, took this industrial complex, which was definitely going to happen, and then started cranking out supporting units here. Africa was going to be mine, and then once I did that, I would simply I would just dead zone these territories here so he could not advance into Russia. Keep building up my Japan defense because he really wasn't threatening Japan. But just keep enough pressure on India to have him keep stacking it until I could launch a Sea Lion or maybe even go after the United States again. I don't know if I would have been able to do it in time because we were only getting about less than a round a day, probably a turn. So a round every 2 days playing. So it's conceivable that it would have gone to the end of the season, but TN General maybe has, I noticed he plays a lot of games. He had well over 200 games played with the Axis side. I think he favors the Axis. Only a handful of Allied games. But I did play him about a year ago, and it was an absolute marathon of a game, like 25 rounds. In that game, I was the Axis. I'm sorry, I was the Allied powers, and he was the Axis. And his game plan at that time was to tank rush with Japan. He just kept buying shit tons of tanks, and ended up that's what ultimately got him because I was able to just counter with infantry. And once you have a mass of infantry, tanks become a lot less valuable. So a couple of things here. Obviously, we could have stalemated this right here. At some point, I had to make a decision to split my forces here. I've noticed that a couple of times. So there's been a few games where I've had a sizable stack that's pretty much a stalemate. I had it in France in a different game, another recent game. And I really didn't make any headway until I split my forces. You got to do it obviously at the right time, or if you split it, you don't get wiped. But if you can split those, then it actually allows you to encroach and take ground. Whereas, like, he's not doing anything here with India. And because he's not doing anything here with India, he probably should have, when he had Transjordan, he probably should have gone through into the Med and started landing with the United States. Because I didn't buy anything here for a long time because I didn't have to. KJF was actually not terrible. He got all the Money Islands and the Philippines. The one thing I think, he bought a bunch of industrial complexes. So you're looking at 45 IPCs worth of industrial complexes. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just stack transports in 36 and dump 11 infantry every single turn into Thailand. And if you did that, this would have been a fantastically sizable stack because he had the industrial complexes up and running for several turns, and Japan had no way to counter him. I had no navy left. He basically, I was at his mercy here. I did have a lot of air, so he would have had to defend him. Had to have defended his transports. But he could have easily started just dumping troops into Asia and then moving them either up into here to take Manchuria, seize this. Definitely make me focus on kicking him out of Asia instead of, I mean, he's holding India. India's not getting cracked. I was not going to crack India. Well, I should run the numbers on it because maybe I could have done it. I had 50 infantry. That's it. That is a shit ton of infantry. So maybe I could have done it. 50 infantry, and I had, what, 14 tanks? So maybe in a couple turns I might have been able to crack that. I don't know. But he had 16 fighters in there. And he was going to get more. He's going to get another one. And he could have bought more with America and obviously more with England, because his money, still making $30, which is plenty of money for England. Economically, I mean, he's making 79 and I'm making 89. So I've only got a 10-point advantage. It was going to get a lot stronger once I took Africa. And this right here, you can't let me have 5 of USA's IPCs every turn. He should have taken this back 2 turns ago. He should have bought a transport the turn after. I didn't have enough to kill it, and taken these back. But really at that point, it was just it was a numbers game. Every time I attacked in the Atlantic or threatened the Atlantic, he had to move money over here, which was money that he couldn't spend over here. So, other than that, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game. If you stuck around this long, I know it's a long game, 15 rounds. I do appreciate you watching it. I know you have lots of things to do with your time, so I do appreciate you watching my games. And that'll be the end of this game and the end of this video. And I will thank you again, and I will see you guys back for another video.